in my last video, I was saying that I'm not sure how Luffy's gonna get out of this.
I am going absolutely insane for One Piece chapter 1110. The Gorosei are finally here, and I feel like an idiot because I just released a video talking about the Gorosei and what I think their new forms would be, but I didn't expect Oda to kind of give us all these forms in this chapter because Oda kind of does his teasing and his big reveals, you know, in sparse. So I wasn't sure when he was going to drop these forms. I didn't know if we're going to have some idle chit chat in this chapter, but no. He literally gave us every single Gorosei and their different forms. I guess we can go through the Gorosei and I can say what I thought their demon form or their devil fruit would be and what it turns out it actually is. So with Saint J. Garcia, we were pretty much accurate with what his fruit was. It was just the Oshioni, which was an ox spider. So we were pretty on the money when it came to that. Next we have Saint Marcus Mars, and I thought he would have had the Yosame Yokai, but it turns out it's the Itsumade, which is basically an eerie bird from Japanese mythology. And I thought it was the Yosame, which is basically like a night sparrow, a bird of yokai. But I mean, we were pretty close. They're both like, you know, bird type creatures. It's just a little off on the demon that we chose. Then we have Saint Topman Workery, and the translation says the Hoki. I'm not sure if this is a translation error because I couldn't find a yokai that kind of fit that, but we said he was the Kawaguma, and honestly his yokai transformation or his devil fruit transformation does kind of resemble a Kawaguma. So I mean, I think we were kind of on the money with the first three, but then the last two I completely missed like my mark when it came to these devil fruit transformations. Like with Saint Nozjuro, I thought he was the Mikoshi Nyordo, which is a yokai goblin with a extending head, but it turned out it was the Bakotsu, which is a skeletal horse that in Japanese legends is said to seek revenge after being burned to death. Honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it was like the skeletal knight from Berserk. It looked really cool. And then the last one I messed up was Saint Shepherd Jupiter, who was just a sandworm. And I thought his yokai was just the Akashita, which is a giant face kind of like hiding in the sky with big claws. And the way Oda drew all of the Gorosei during the reverie when Sabo entered Imu's room, it kind of baited us because we all thought that these were the different yokais that they could be. But Oda does a thing where he will kind of have a rough idea of what he wants and then draw a sketch. But it actually turns out that it's not the finished design and it is completely different when he actually gets to it. For example, with Kaido, when he was first introduced back in Water 7, they had like a weird silhouette of like a really fat like looking dude. So we all thought Kaido was this weird looking guy, but when we saw the actual final reveal for Kaido, he was completely different. So I think we all kind of got by the panels we saw from the reverie, but I want to take a moment to look at that panel with all 5 Gorosei members transformed. That panel is hype. It is the best thing of the chapter by far. And oh my god, it looks so good. And then you see Luffy just like, you know, there taking on all of them. And these things are massive. It is insane. The stakes of One Piece have never been higher, and I'm all here for it. And then we see Saint Ethan just going after and destroying all the pacifistas, and he's cutting them, and it looks like they're freezing a little bit. And the Navy is commenting, saying that the freezing of their neural circuitry has rendered these pacifistas paralyzed. And honestly, this freezing technique is very remnant of Brook, and I wonder if anyone that just kind of like has kind of undead abilities or references, I guess, to the underworld can do like ice and freezing kind of techniques. And then we see Saint Marcus Mars going after Sanji while Sanji's on the run trying to get with the rest of the Straw Hat crew and either plan an escape or fight all together. And then we finally go back to Zoro. And I know there's been a lot of Zoro slander of why he couldn't take out Lucci. And I've been defending Zoro because, you know, Oda's has an agenda. If Zoro showed up, it wouldn't be like the stakes it is now. So they had to keep Zoro busy with some kind of fodder. So that's why Zoro was kind of huffing and puffing and using his asthma inhaler. But as soon as Sanji calls him a burden, you know, Zoro's got to turn up. He's like, all right, Oda, I've had enough time stalling. Let me finish Lucci in one shot. And that's all he does. He just picks up his sword, dodges all of Lucci's attacks, and then delivers the final blow. Zoro had it in the bag the whole time. Oda was just nerfing my boy as usual per Oda agenda. And then we end the chapter with Brogy and Dory saving Luffy from Saint Shepherd Jupiter in his worm form. And honestly, I'm still rereading this chapter. Like, this chapter is why I got into One Piece. It is amazing world building, and a lot of mysteries that we've been waiting to see have finally been answered, and One Piece stocks at an all-time high. Like, I can't believe that this chapter is real. We got the reveal of the Gorosei. We got my boy Zoro finishing up business. We got Luffy and the crew just about to go crazy on Egghead. And to be honest, in my last video, I was saying that I'm not sure how Luffy's gonna get out of this.
Because there is no way that Luffy and the gang can get out of this Buster Call alive.
But if we have Jinbei, Sanji, Zoro, and then Brogy and Dory fighting against the Gorosei, I think our chances might be a little bit better. But I still don't know what's happening on Egghead Island, and we don't have a break next week, which is fantastic. But this chapter was just so amazing not to talk about, and to finally figure out what the Gorosei members are and what their devil fruit are is just a cherry on top. And honestly, I'm thinking about it. I wonder if this is actually just devil fruit transformations or if they're actual demons. I was thinking about the black smoke for their awakening fruit because, you know, Luffy is a Zoan, but he has white smoke. But Lucci has black flames and then also does the 5 elders. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the level of devil fruit you have or what kind of rarity. Or maybe just if you're a pure animal, you have black flames. But we've only seen black flames on Lucci and the Gorosei, which are kind of demons. But I am very excited to see what happens at the end of Egghead Island. This chapter was just insane. And if you haven't read it, please go read it. But tell me what you guys think about this chapter in the comments below. How excited were you guys for the reveal of the Gorosei members finally? And what do you think is going to happen on Egghead Island? And dude, when the anime gets to this scene, it is going to be legendary. I honestly think this is going to be better than the Gear 5 reveal because the Gorosei members have been here for like the majority of the series, and we've always wondered when they're going to pop up and what they're going to do. But this is literally just peak. And like that last panel with all the 5 elder planets together, oh my god, it looks so good. But thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Peace.